Alrighty guys, we're back for Low Curve Dinos, and this is a Bloomburrow Standard Brew, and I'm Redcat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, this was a suggestion down in the comments. So thank you so much for the suggestion, it's gonna be a fun one. We got 3 Itzquinth, Firstborn of Gishath. A 2-mana 2/3 legendary creature. It has haste, and when it enters, you may pay 2. When you do, target dinosaur you control deals damage equal to its power to another target creature. Not bad at all. We also got 4 Belligerent Yearlings. This is a 2-mana 3/2 with trample. Whenever another dinosaur you control enters, you may have Belligerent Yearling's base power become equal to that creature's power until end of turn. A pretty good ability, especially when paired with Pugnacious Hammerskull. All 4 of them in here. It's a 3-mana 6/6. And the downside to the card is when it attacks while you don't control a dinosaur, put a stun counter on it. So hopefully you always control another dinosaur when you're swinging in with this. And sometimes you don't even care about putting a stun counter on. You just really want to get 6 damage through anyways. So we have 3 Scytheclaw Raptors. This is a 3-mana 4/3. And whenever a player casts a spell, if it's not their turn, Scytheclaw Raptor deals 4 damage to them, which is a chunk of damage, dude. I do think this is going to come in handy today. We have 4 Rampaging Raptors. This is a 4-mana 4/4 with trample and haste. And honestly, that's all it needed to have to make the cut, but it also has more here. For 2 and a red, Rampaging Raptor gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Okay. And then whenever Rampaging Raptor deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to target planeswalker that player controls or battle that player protects. We do have some battles in here, but also there's a lot of planeswalkers floating about that we wouldn't mind hitting with that Raptor, especially like Liliana has been everywhere recently. So we have that battle. It's Invasion of Ixalan. It's a 2-mana battle siege with 4 defense counters on it. When it enters, you look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a permanent card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Okay. Now, if you ever get rid of those defense counters, it flips into a Belligerent Regisaur. This is a 4/3 trample, and whenever you cast a spell, Regisaur gains indestructible until end of turn. That's pretty neat, man. Honestly, not a bad battle at all. So what else do we got packed in? Well, on the very top end, we actually have Trumpeting Carnosaur here. Now, I know I called it low curve. That's why we only got a couple Connoisseurs, but we also have to treat this as a bit of removal here. For 2 and a red, of course, it can deal 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker, so we could rearrange the curve like this. But then also, it's not going to be unheard of for this deck list to actually reach 6 mana because we have some ramp pieces packed in. For the early ramp, we have Lorekeeper, of course, making the cut as a 4 of. You can tap it to add 1 mana of any color, spend this only to cast a dinosaur spell or activate an ability of a dinosaur source. We also have 3 Patchwork Banners making the cut too. It's a 3-mana artifact where you can tap it to add 1 mana of any color, but when it enters, you choose a creature type. And in this deck list, you're going to be choosing dinosaur. I literally can't imagine like choosing human or something, unless for some reason you have like 3 Lorekeepers on the board or something, and the opponent's at 6 life, then maybe you call human and play the banner. Anyways, you're going to be calling dino way more often than not. And then creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1. Nice. I think that's going to come in handy in this deck, especially when we have like the Belligerent Yearlings here on 2. Like, you know, a 3/2 trample's not half bad for 2 mana, but when you play the banner, now it's a 4/3 trample. I like that a lot. Okay, that's the ramp pieces. What about the removal? We have 3 Hunter's Talent in here. It's a 2-mana enchantment class, and when it enters, target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. At level 2 for just 1 and a green, whenever you attack, target attacking creature gets +1/+0 and gains trample until end of turn. Nice. I really like level 2, especially when we're rocking Hammerskull in here. In and of itself, it doesn't have trample, so giving it trample with the talent sounds really good. Level 3 for 3 and a green at the beginning of your end step. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, draw a card, which honestly shouldn't be too hard in here. The hardest part is actually spending the 4 mana to get this to level 3, and outside of that, there's not a lot of card draw packed in here, so hopefully we don't regret putting some more ways to have card advantage. Other removal, we have 3 Triumphant Chomps as well. So it's a 1 red mana sorcery speed, deals damage to target creature equal to 2, or the greatest power among dinosaurs you control, whichever is greater. Cool. All right, mana base. We have a couple of Cavern of Souls. We have a Restless Ridgeline. We have a Karplusan Forest and a Copperline Gorge. Just opting for the fast land. Hopefully the one Restless Ridgeline doesn't hold us up too much. And then the Cavern of Souls, of course, you're going to be calling Dino way more often than not. Not really in here for the mana fixing purposes so much as it's in here for protecting us against counter spells and whatnot. Now, we do have an even split in the mana base between the forest and the mountains because we are very close to an even split in the deck list. Leaning just a little bit red doesn't really mean too much, especially when we want early green for Lorekeeper, or if we only see green at the beginning, maybe Invasion of Ixalan can help us reveal that red source because it doesn't say non-land permanent, it just says permanent card. Okay, guys, some honorable mentions. I thought about like Lightning Strike. I thought about Wren's Resolve too. Intrepid Paleontologist, of course, right? Giant Cindermaw could have been cool. I thought about Thrashing Prontodon, Tranquil Frillback, as well as Hulking Raptor. All of these are honorable mentions for a very good reason. Okay, guys, I do my dandiest to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video, so look forward to that. In the meantime, let's go ahead, take this into some ranked, and see how we do. All right, we'll see if we can get right into that first game. In the meantime, what am I expecting from the build? I don't know, honestly. The last few times we played dinos, I'm pretty sure we went like dino mid-range, and I'm pretty sure it was pretty good still. As far as low curve dinos go, ooh. Oh, I don't know about this. I mean, I like having all this mana. I guess we have some, we go first. Have some early removal. We do have a turn 3. The Carnosaur could be more removal too. Okay, we'll give it a shot. This is kind of a bad hand, or it feels like a bad hand for what the deck is trying to do. But I don't know. We'll see. We have a lot to draw into, is the thing. Phoenix Chick. It's a good thing we went first. Hunter's Talent. Okay. Well, we could chomp the Phoenix Chick, but I think it's going to be a little bit better to hold off for now. And I hope that's okay. Excuse me, guys. Losing my voice at the beginning of the video. What on earth? Oh, Scoundrel. Probably Wicked Roll on the Chick, right? No, on to the Scoundrel itself. My thought process there was get it in the air, but maybe they figured Phoenix Chick already had a target on its back. Alright, we'll take the turn for our Scytheclaw Raptor. It's totally fine to play that mountain. Yeah, maybe we should focus removal, but maybe not at the same time. We'll see what happens. So at some point, we got to start establishing some dinos on the board. Especially when Hunter's Talent is one of our removal pieces in hand now, too. We go for the swing. We're going to take the 5 down to 11. And it's probably going to be a little bit more than 5 here. Yeah, we should keep the Scytheclaw Raptor on the board. That way we can play Hunter's Talent and the Triumphant Chomp in the same turn here. Or for that matter, the Trumpeting Carnosaur, but we have so much mana that... Ow. We have so much mana that we should probably keep the Carnosaur for an actual creature, right? Okay, Lorekeeper's not bad. Okay. So we can play our Karplusan Forest. And how do we want to do this? Because if we do too much damage to Feldon, they see way too much off the top. But they only get to pick one of them. But they choose the best one, of course, right? So if we take out the Scoundrel, the Wicked Roll is going to ping us for 1. We have to remember that too. I guess we'll start with Hunter's Talent, take out the Scoundrel. Either way, it's going to be 4 damage to something here. So, I should probably hit the Feldon, but boy, that feels bad. We want to take out the ground things, maybe? Keep the Scoundrel around, maybe we'll hit the Phoenix Chick? Dude, I literally don't know. I have no idea. Let's see what they see off the Feldon, I guess. Because I want the Feldon to go away. Especially now that it's a 3-3. You know what I'm surprised by, guys? We really don't get to see too much Feldon. And Feldon's like such a sticky creature to deal with. Oh, they grab a Phoenix chick. Yeah. Yeah, we should hit this other Phoenix chick then for sure. Keep the blocker on the ground, even though it's probably going to be a combat trick. If we keep the Lorekeeper around. Okay. So we'll take out the other Phoenix chick, get a little bit less out of the air. Keep the Raptor on the ground to block the Scoundrel potentially, and then hopefully Lorekeeper survives, because next turn we'll have 5 land and we can go Carnosaur, and that might help us. It might, but we're on the run for sure. Monastery Swift Spear. I mean, that Phoenix chick is probably coming down. Another Swift Spear. What did I call a Monastery Swift Spear is what I meant to say, by the way. We have great blocks here, so they just swing in the air. This is a huge turn for us, man. Really good. Wow, Rampaging Raptor. I mean, that would have been pretty good to see off the Carnosaur, but that's okay. Getting it into hand is fine, too. We do have Hunter's Talent level 2 if we want to play the Rampaging Raptor instead, but I'm pretty sure we take this opportunity while we have it to play the Trumpeting Carnosaur. Don't use it as removal because the Discover 5 can find us some removal. Or just more blockers on the ground too, since they only have the Phoenix chick. It's a Rampaging Raptor actually, guys. Wow. Wow. That's some big dinos on this board. I'm tempted by the swing, but we shouldn't, right? Because we could die at any point here. If we can hold them off long enough, play the other Raptor maybe. These both have trample. We have 2 blockers. If they let a Swift Spear get through, or if we let a Swift Spear get through next turn, that could be really bad. Okay, I'm gonna risk it because I think it's all risky at this point, guys. I do. So if we don't get a little bit of damage through now, yeah. Like if we give them 2 or 3 more turns, that's too much. That's way too much, right? Because they could have a bunch of burn packed in as well. However, if we get a little bit through now, we have a potential of winning. Oh, Phoenix chick coming back from the grave. That's something I wasn't anticipating, actually. So 1, 2, we're probably dead because that's 5. They have 2 mountains open. But even if it wasn't, right? If we didn't swing at the Rampaging Raptor, we would have blocked the Scoundrel. Would have been 3 in the air. Another 1 from the Wicked roll. They dropped the GGs. Hey, good game, opponent. It's actually a shock for the turn. So that is 5. Oh, it might be even more. So we might really, yeah. We definitely did not get punished for swinging with that Rampaging Raptor. They were going to have it regardless of the blocks. Because we're at -2 if we blocked the Scoundrel, and then the Wicked roll did an extra 1 too. So, yeah. Yeah, actually the Wicked roll wouldn't have had to do the extra 1 with the double shock, right? It would have still been us going down to 0. So earlier in that game, hold on, guys, hold on. So the Phoenix chick coming back from the grave is something I wasn't really calculating in at all for some reason. Sometimes it's hard to pull off like actually swinging in with like the 3 creatures. So earlier when I took out the Phoenix chick in the air, if I targeted something on the ground instead, they still would have been swinging with the Phoenix chick for what, like 2 more turns then. Oh, that's tough. That's a game to go back and watch and see where I could have optimized that removal. Because another thing too, guys, we played the Trumpeting Carnosaur instead of using it as removal too. Because that also could have potentially helped. However, I think just getting the extra blockers on the ground was still really good. But Phoenix chick really showing off its strengths there in that match for sure. Getting through in the air. That was a good game. There was a lot of things to think about there. Also, we could have mulliganed, I guess, right? We go first. We're keeping this for sure. We have 23 total mana in here. We should find our 3rd easy enough, and then the Patchwork Banner will come down, and that's probably all we need for the rest of the game. Heartfire Hero. Oh, no. Oh, no. Let's start swinging, dude. We went first. I think we can outpace, right? Totally outpace the Heartfire hero build. Second mountain comes down. Slickshot show off. They're just going for the damage here instead of protecting the show off from removal. Hey, Triumphant Chomp's pretty good. We should just take the whole turn for removal, I guess, right? Actually, if we go Patchwork Banner, we'll still have the Triumphant Chomp. We can at the very least hit the show off. Not hitting the Heartfire hero might be dangerous. So we could go like, you know, Hunter's Talent. Yeah. We should hit both of these. We should. Take out the Slickshot show off. And then chomp the Heartfire hero. And I'll still go for that swing. That was a good draw. Yeah, so it's tempting to go Banner to have that extra ramp, a little bit of extra damage on the Itzquinth too. I think just, oh, they find 2 Scamps, guys. And Felonious Rage for one of them. Are they going to pop our Itzquinth potentially? I think they're going for it. They are. I think that's a good play for the opponent. They get a 2-2 back as well. Right, so Invasion isn't terrible, but it's kind of terrible for our hand right now. Because if we go Invasion, find a land, play the land, we'd have no 2-drops in hand. We could activate, like, Hunter's Talent. That's not the greatest necessarily. Then Banner's also not the greatest for our current hand. It would have been much better last turn, but they would have kept the Heartfire hero on the board. Because, yeah, if we go Banner, we can't play anything else either. So I think it's Scytheclaw Raptor because we establish a blocker then. But, like, blocking is really hard against these red lists, man. Because, like, the Monstrous Rage seems to always be available. Oh, no swings is great news for us, guys. Holy cow. That's really good. Okay. Okay, so we have to think about this. So first of all, we can play the mountain. We know that's coming down. If we go Banner, we'll have Invasion of Ixalan. We can swing at the Invasion. They might just chump. If they double block, that's really good for us actually, right? We go Banner, we can actually give Trample to the Scytheclaw Raptor too. If they double block, it would have to be Scamp, because it would be Scamp in the 2-2, and that would be really good for us. So this is actually excellent, because if they don't block it, we still get another creature back anyways. To choose one, put it into our hand. The Pugnacious Hammerskull is tempting, but it's probably the Rampaging Raptor for the haste, as we're trying to outpace what they're doing, right? We'll swing, see what they do. A chump is still pretty good. Nice. Yeah, getting any of these creatures off the board is not terrible for us. Okay, Swift Spear. Hopefully they miss on that last card, huh? At least Lightning Strike doesn't hit our Scytheclaw Raptor right now. Down to 10. Alright, Rampaging Raptor. We should play the Raptor in full swing. At their face, right? See what they do. I think we might be okay. Let's see what happens. Because if they block Swift Spear to Raptor... Oh, they're both Raptors on the board, by the way. So we're actually hitting the Invasion of Ixalan here, too. That's so good, man. It's looking good, but honestly, they could find 10 damage here. I think they could. Slickshot Show Off is a start. We're going to attempt the block on the Heartfire hero. We got that block. One more gets through. We're down to 6. GG opponent. That's exactly what the deck is trying to do. But a few things, guys. A few things. This is incredibly noteworthy. The opponent missed their Monstrous Rage. And Monstrous Rage is like always there. I always make that joke, man. There's 16 Monstrous Rage packed into everyone's build. Even though it's a 4 of, it just feels like it's always there. Even when we play with it too. So they missed it. And there was an attack early on where that was really important that they missed it, right? So that's another one to go back and watch. Honestly, like, I get why a lot of people are upset about these mono red lists because they're just ridiculously fast. At the same time, they really do provide a really interesting puzzle to play around. And it can definitely be frustrating. They go first and you get like 2 turns sometimes, you know. But yeah, no, sometimes it's like really interesting on how you can actually get there against them. I see nothing wrong with this hand. We go first. Woo, buddy. I like it. All right, start with the Lorekeeper, see if it sticks around. Turn 2 Scytheclaw Raptor is no joke. We go for it. That's pretty good, man. Gonna be Deep Cavern Bat. Grab any of them. Probably Hunter's Talent, though. Yeah, I think it's Hunter's Talent, because then we could just pick up the Deep Cavern Bat with the talent. I'm on the edge of my seat, opponent. What you grabbing? What you doing? Opponent, I'm scared. It's probably, you know, because, like, Belligerent Yearling's the only other creature in hand right now. But again, like, if they take anything outside of the talent, we just play the talent, pop the bat anyways. Yeah, so they do end up grabbing the talent there. Cavern. We can wait on the Cavern for now. That way they don't know what this is in hand, right? And we do have Forest, Banner, Call Dino, and then Belligerent Yearling. I probably should have... no, this is fine too. I'll wait for a main phase 2 with the Yearling. They take 5, which is really good, and then we play the Yearling. All right, those are some big old chunky dinos, and this has trample too. Woo, Sunslayer's a problem. Oh no, hey, Hunter's Talent. Holy cow. Holy cow. All right, so we'll call Dino. We play Hunter's Talent, pop the bat, and then Hunter's Talent, pop the Sunslayer. Really good draw, dude. Holy cow. That's crazy, actually. Beautiful. Full swing. Get the opponent down to 6. Let's see what they see. Because next turn we could activate both Hunter's Talents. Okay, wow. Triumphant Chomp off the top, guys. I'm so sorry, opponent. Oh my goodness. GG. Yeah, after that amount of top decking removal, I can see why they didn't let us go for the swing. And they dropped the concede, right? Good stuff. All right, let's keep the ball rolling. So far, Hunter's Talent has been good, right? I mean, any effect like that where you guys told me recently they're called bite effects rather than fight, when they don't like actually have our creatures fight and deal damage to one another. But yeah, those bite effects really coming in handy. There's other versions of those bite effects in Standard, but I really like the Hunter's Talent because it sticks around, and then you can start boosting your creatures if you have nothing else to spend your mana on, too. The Patchwork Banner really coming in handy there, like boosting our Raptor to that 5, making the Chomp just a terrific top deck. And that was wild stuff, man. This is another really good hand. All right. Lorekeeper's around. We're gonna go for that turn 2 Scytheclaw Raptor again. It's a nice chunky creature that punishes the opponent for playing on our turn. Should be really good. All right, more mana. We definitely don't need to see that right now. Lorekeeper, Yearling. All right, we're just gonna go for the full swing and see what happens. So even removal for the Scytheclaw Raptor, they would have wanted to do it on their turn. Unless it's like an Elspeth Smite, in which case they have to wait for the swing. Not on my watch. We still get the 4 damage through, luckily. Oh, it is, too. It's exile target attacking creature. Which is actually not half bad, is it? That's a card I kind of overlooked. Alright, let's get everything else down and hope that we don't top deck mana, because if we do, if we see more mana off the top, we're kind of in trouble. Because double Lorekeeper, well, yeah, no, we just need any of our dinosaurs. Hunter's Talent also isn't bad. We can spend some mana on that. Might be a little sketchy to get down. No, probably not, because next turn we might be able to get it to level 3. That's okay. I think this is totally fine. With 3 mana available, though, our level 2, we're going to put onto a Lorekeeper, I think, rather than the Belligerent Yearling, which already has a target on its back at this point, you know? This not on my watch. This could be a really good budget option. Because it's uncommon. Exile target attacking creature. Like, it doesn't say tapped and attacking or anything like that. I guess, like, it's a little bit situational, right? But when are people not attacking? I guess when they're on defense. So they're probably rocking a full control list then, too. I don't know. I like this little card. Like I said, kind of overlooked it. Oh, they do have an Elspeth Smite. Yeah. Oh, another Elspeth Smite. Oh no, 3 pieces of spot removal really hitting their mark here. So, yeah, we really need to see more off the top. Chomp. Oh no. Alright, let's... I mean, I'm terrified to swing with the Lorekeeper, but at this point too. Like, if we see Carnosaur off the top, we'd also need a mana anyways. Like, holding the Lorekeeper back. Getting that to level 3, we're not even going to be drawing this turn anyways, too. So, we're just swinging with the Lorekeeper. Let's see what happens. And we are going to activate the Hunter's Talent while we have the mana. But, of course, we really need to see some of our dinos. Like last game, it was great seeing all this extra removal and stuff. But this game, we need some dinos. So, Lorekeeper actually got to get the 2 through. They're going to go Demolition Field. Are they mana fixing? This is pretty good for us because we get to thin out the deck. And also, the Karplusan Forest is Painland anyway. So I wonder if they're mana... They are mana fixing. It's Island. Okay. Okay. So yeah, it's Azorius control then. They pass it back. We see a mountain. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hey, you know the good thing though? We're still getting some damage through. Like they're still at, you know, they're down to 12. Down to 10. I'll play the mountain. What's it from the opponent for the turn? Deduce. Okay, that's probably pretty good for them. Especially if they find their 4th, which, yeah, should be easy for control. Karplusan Forest. Oh no, guys, we're flooding. No. Let's start with the swing. Let's get the swing. Let's do this. They're still gonna let the 2 go through. They're still gonna let the 2 go through. Okay. We'll play our 6th mana for when we see Carnosaur off the top, because we are very much overdue for some of our creatures. Because, yeah, we have 6 on the board. I guess it's a little bit of a flood, right? We saw 14 cards in our deck, and 7 of them were lands, and we have 23 land total in here. Yeah, I guess it's a little bit of a flood. It's not like the worst flood in the world. Hey, Itzquinth, that has haste. That's good news. The problem is, though, it's not going to help us draw on the Hunter's Talent yet, because it's not a big enough power. But we still play it, for sure. We'll spread the damage wide with the Hunter's Talent, onto the Lorekeeper again. We would be potentially attempting something different if this had 3 power. We'd probably try to get it to the 4th. Yeah, these 2 Triumphant Chomps just chilling. I mean, the opponent's gotta have more removal, right? It's gonna be Horned Locked Whale. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna actually send it to the bottom. I know that could potentially be risky, but what else is the Lorekeeper doing right now? We gotta find some of our big dinos. Yeah, we're sending that to the bottom. What do they got for the Itzquinth? Maybe nothing. Maybe they're debating on just saving, taking 2, drawing off the clue. No, it's going to be another Horned Locked Whale, actually. I can see why they thought about this, because if we put it on top, we can play it out for haste next turn, too. But, no, we're in danger, guys. We're in a lot of danger now. I'm going to send it to the bottom. Call me crazy. We're looking for our big dinos, especially with all this mana out there, and a full-powered Hunter's Talent, too. Hey, there we go. Rampaging Raptor. But, I mean, with all that removal that we've run into so far, 5 pieces of spot removal if we're counting the Horn-Locked Whales. I mean, we can't complain that we saw this, but I don't think it lands. And depending on how many more turns, we'll see if the opponent starts playing some of these whales next turn, and that'll help us decide whether or not we're playing this out or not. Because there might be a way through, but probably not, right? 3 steps ahead, yeah. Oh, they're going for the draw, too. All right, let's give it one more turn. Let's draw off the top and everything, because I definitely want to get more matches in. We don't want to spend too long in a game that doesn't look like it's leaning towards us at all, right? Land! Oh, no. All right, guys, all right. I think you'll appreciate me throwing in the towel here, so that way we can get more matches in. 50% win rate, honestly, sounds about right. I would not be surprised if we win the last game. I would not be surprised if we lose the last game. It's just like, it seems back and forth, but honestly, also kind of feels good, right? I don't know. We'll see. Guys, while I have you here, towards the end of the video, or somewhere in the middle, who knows how long the last game is, right? Make sure you check out that description where we got that Discord link, as well as that Patreon link, too, if you're interested in joining either of those up, or supporting the channel that way. Then also, for the other YouTube nonsense, if you like the video, make sure you actually drop it a like, and if you enjoy the channel, then consider subscribing. It really does help out the channel, so thank you. All right, with that out of the way, we go first. Lorekeeper, Raptor. Heck yeah, dude. Let's keep this. This is good. Yeah, the hands have been good. A lot of the opening hands that start with Lorekeeper, as long as you have a turn 3 or turn 4 dino, then it's very appealing. You know what I mean? Okay, Copperline Gorge. Oh, this is the lizard. Yeah. Turn 2 Scytheclaw Raptor is still no joke. Let's get that down. We didn't see the Pugnacious Hammerskull today, did we? That's weird. That's very weird. Because we're what? This is game 5? Itzquinth. I mean, this trades a little bit too well into the Gev, but the Gev is really good to get off their board, too. It's a 3-mana card for a 2-mana card. We could go Itzquinth, tap the Lorekeeper first, pay the other 2, and then go Raptor into the Gev, pay 2. That's probably better than the Rampaging Raptor, right? Probably. Pay 2 for the ward is not bad. Yeah, we wanna get this off the board, I would say. Gev is very powerful. We also have a good full swing here then. That's a little better than the Rampaging Raptor because this can be a really good surprise later on to push some extra damage through. They swing with the Hired Claw to get some damage through before getting some effects off in their hand, probably, right? It's going to be Gecko. It's going to be Gecko, 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 and then Gev. No, Gecko, Gev. Okay, okay. Oh, and more mana too. Wow, what a turn for the opponent, guys. Holy cow. Lizard's looking terrifying. Hey, Hunter's Talent's a really good draw. Once again, we have to consider taking out that Gev. Just pay the 2 life, right? But honestly, yeah. And then maybe just power up Hunter's Talent, give Trample to the Raptor. Maybe they'd have to double block really well. Okay, Raptor, Gev, pay the 2. Gev is such a problem. There's like there's a big reason that I'm targeting that this entire time. Yeah, if they double block the Scytheclaw Raptor, we'll keep some blockers back this time too. That's a really good double block for us, man. So yeah, they take the 5. And this is what I mean by the Rampaging Raptor being a bit of a surprise, because they're getting low enough here where this could be absolutely devastating. Especially if we give Trample to the Scytheclaw Raptor. Then both of the Raptors have Trample. Anyone's game though, dude, for real. They poke 1 through. Poke 2 through. There's 2 Hired Claws on the board. Do we double block? What's the odds of a combat trick? The Lizard combat trick gives lifelink. So even if we don't block, if they go lifelink, we'd be in a lot of trouble. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. I kept blockers for a reason. I hope this is okay. Instead of going for the double block and completely losing both creatures, we're just trying the Itzquinth. Guys, Hired Claw has an ability too, man. But that's actually not terrible for us because, oh, wow, they still had a 1-drop anyways. And a swamp too. Holy cow. No, I gotta watch out for Hired Claw's bottom ability. You guys were probably screaming. But we took a lot less damage there. So it actually, like, it wasn't too bad, but what we should have done is just chumped with the Lorekeeper then. That would have been a little bit better. We can start to draw on the Raptor, but holy cow, dude, Lizard's really dumping their hand. Been tricky to get what we need through. We'll have 2 Lorekeepers as chump blockers. Might honestly not be enough. We're taking 2 there. Gotta watch for when they power up. They don't got Trample on the board. If they play a land, the worst case scenario would be like a Fabled Passage, maybe. We won't have 3 available. So either way, we want to just play the Rampaging Raptor. And we'll have the other Lorekeeper as a blocker. And give this one Trample as well. So it's 9 trampling damage. We're forcing blocks somewhere. It's going to be a double block. That's pretty good, man. So we're getting 4 through with the Rampaging Raptor. I want to take out the Vine Lasher first. I think our block in the last turn might actually have worked out in our favor. Except it is like I said though, a chump with the Lorekeeper would have been better, but yeah, taking that little bit of less damage was actually pretty good. They swing. This is 3 damage actually coming through. This time round, we have to be careful with the Hired Claw's ability. It is only once each turn, so we could take like another 2 from the Hired Claw. We keep both Lorekeepers back. I think a wide board state might be a little better. The problem is, are they just going to dump 2 more Lizards from their hand? All right, let's see. Let's see if we just take like another 2. We take 1. They do play Flame Cash Gecko. Is their last card in hand going to be more blockers, guys? They use that 2 to activate that Hired Claw's ability, getting it up to a 4/5. Hunter's Talent. Wow. Holy cow, dude. We've been drawing really well, huh? All right, Rampaging Raptor. Hunter's Talent. Pop the Hired Claw. And then full swing. We'll just buff the Rampaging Raptor. Yeah, GG opponent. I'll tell you what, man. The deck drew really, really nicely. That was anyone's game, like, the whole time. Holy cow, we were sweating. For a second there, I was worried that my little misplay with the block was going to be a problem, but I actually think it ended up working out nicely. To my surprise, too, it was actually kind of difficult for me to run a little bit, honestly. But hopefully I did well enough for you guys. All right, let's go over the deck list again, huh? This was a good time. Dinos is always fun to revisit, and it's nice to try like a low curve dino list like this. Instead of just going like more mid-range, more top-end dinos, right? Because we know the top-end dinos are pretty darn powerful, and just like ramp into them, that's pretty good. But yeah, this also felt pretty good. First of all, Hunter's Talent, Triumphant Chomp. It's 6 pieces of removal that we saw consistently. And I actually think it was really good. Oh, something I didn't bring up at the beginning or in the middle of the games too, when I was talking about another reason why I like Hunter's Talent, is actually its removal that's on a permanent that we can grab with the Invasion of Ixalan, right? So you may reveal a permanent card from among them, put it into your hand. So you can grab a Hunter's Talent off of that. And that's a similar concept to the Itzquinth, actually. It's a permanent that also has a little bit of removal packed in. That's actually really neat. Works well with the Battle Siege, which I actually would have liked to see a little bit more of today, but it did come in handy. So that's good. And just having battles in a deck list that's running Rampaging Raptor anyways is going to be pretty good. But I do think that this is a battle to like keep your eye out on. Actually, I haven't said this in a while, but a lot of the battles, dude, I actually really like a lot of the different battles. Kind of feels like they're a little underplayed, but that might just be like the power level of standard too, right? It kind of feels ridiculous sometimes how strong every single deck feels, you know? And sometimes you play a battle too, might just be too slow. It might take like the whole turn to get the battle established, but some battles are like removal packed onto the card too. So I don't know, man. We got to revisit like a full-blown battle list sometime as well. It really does feel like some of them are underplayed. I really like this one. I like that we can grab like that Hunter's Talent and stuff too. So I liked it. Would I like go up for Hunter's Talents? Probably not, because well, if you do go up to 4 Hunter's Talents, maybe drop like a Triumphant Chomp down to 2. But, you know, 2 mana removal versus 1 mana removal, both doing a very similar thing, except, you know, Chomp doesn't need to have a creature on the board to do 2 damage to something. Which kind of feels a little bit important when you want to, you know, mono red goes first, they drop a Swiftspear turn 1, they pass it back to you, you play a mountain. What do? You play a Chomp on the Swiftspear, like immediately before it, well, first of all, this is sorcery speed, so, but if it was for some odd reason instant speed, if you pass it back, of course, the prowess is going to get above that anyways. But my point being there is you don't have a creature on the board yet. And so if all you had was the Hunter's Talent, then that Swiftspear is going to stick around for a couple extra turns, which, as we know, is all it takes. Patchwork Banner felt pretty good. I think that's another reason to actually keep the 3 Chomps instead of like dropping them for another Hunter's Talent, because that does mean on turn 3, you can play the Banner and still play the Chomp on the same turn, which actually sounds pretty good. And same concept with the Lorekeeper too. It's like anytime you're playing a mana rock, it's always nice to have 1-drops too. So you can kind of do multiple things on your turn 3 successfully while ramping successfully. Actually, it's a pretty good ramp. If you can imagine it, right? I don't think this would be unheard of. Turn 1 Lorekeeper, turn 2 whatever the heck you want, turn 3 Patchwork Banner into another Lorekeeper, right? That's actually not bad. Actually, for calling it low curve, we have some pretty insane ramp, and that might mean going down to 22 land could be fine. We did kind of flood in that one game, but I think 23 is where we want it, because like even if you're looking at Carnosaur as removal, it's still 3 mana removal, which is actually pretty expensive. Outside of that too, at 23 mana, you always want to hit your like 3rd and 4th mana. Because even if you ramped, you still want to be able to play multiple things on the same turn. You still want to be able to play your Hammerskull and potentially have 2 open for the Hunter's Talent too, because you ramped with the Lorekeeper or whatever ended up happening, right? So I think a lot of things in this build actually make a lot of sense. You guys let me know in the comments. I'm definitely not trading anything out. Outside of that, is it very budget friendly? No, I don't believe so. Uncommon, 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 uncommon. Okay. The Invasion of Ixalan is actually a rare, and we never see it being played anywhere, do we? So that's one of those things. Maybe you don't have all the Invasion of Ixalan. I don't know what you would trade in here. I guess at that point, well, you're going to want to keep the curve, because the curve felt really good. You're probably going to be replacing it with another 2-drop, and that could be like the 4th Hunter's Talent, right, for one of them. Yeah, because what I'm getting at here is I don't know if this would be worth the craft for you, because I'm not sure what other builds you could possibly play this in, and then at the same time, too, outside of this video, you might never see the Invasion of Ixalan again. So, although I really like it, and I actually think it's pretty good. I'll probably play with it again, right? Especially, like I said, I want to visit like a full-blown battle video at some point. That's tough. That's tough. This is a rare, so yeah, keep your eye on that one, I guess. The Hammerskull is also rare. The Scytheclaw Raptor is uncommon. Patchwork Banner is uncommon. It's actually a lot of uncommons. Carnosaur is a rare, but Carnosaur actually, I think Carnosaur fits into a lot of different types of builds too, right? Like it could go into Reanimator pretty easily. And then the Rampaging Raptor is also a rare as well. So yeah, a lot of rares packed in, of course, the lands too, but the lands can be used in other Gruul decks too. And then the Cavern of Souls is always pretty darn good as well. Yeah, what I'm getting at, I'm going over them because I'm trying to figure out if this is put it on the do not craft list. I don't know. I really don't. I think, you know what? More testing required for sure. Like we got the 60% win rate today, and it felt pretty good. But I don't think we're going to consistently be at the 60% win rate. You know what I mean? Like that would be pretty high for what I'm looking at here, I would say. I think it would be more realistic it would balance itself around that 50%. But at the same time, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we landed on something pretty strong here. I don't know, man. I'm kind of split. So, because it felt pretty good, even though I felt like I wasn't playing it out well. It played itself pretty well. So, all right, guys, enough rambling, huh? You made it this far into the video, for real, y'all are champions. Make sure you let me know in the comments what you thought of the deck list and what you would potentially trade out. Or let me know, does it deserve to be on like the do not craft list? Because it's not like that expensive. And it played pretty well. So yeah, let me know in the comments. Okay, guys, I will see you in the next video.